So, social norms. Let's talk about social norms. A subject that I could talk about. I can make a whole series on this. I can make a whole channel off of this if I wanted to. But social norms are something that most of society lives their life by. They base the things they do, the actions they take, and the measurements they will go to fulfill certain things. They will do whatever to make another person think of them how they think that the person should think of them. And they will do all kinds of things to fit in or to be a part of or to, say, oh, well, I wonder what this person thinks of me. What do they like? What are they into? And this is what most of the world bases their life upon. And it's really a shame. To me, social norms is a shame. It's something to me that is like a cancer, in my opinion and view. It's like a literal living cancer. And that's how I see it. And the reason I see it like that is because all that it is this kind of trying to be something, or trying not to be something, or trying to fit in somewhere, trying to be like, trying to get people to think of you in a certain way. And a person like me, I could care less about any of this shit. Any of it. I don't care about it no more. If there's people that do care about this kind of stuff, well, hey, Captain, go live your life and I'm going to live my life. But I know that I'm not trying to fit in. I'm not trying to be liked. I'm not trying to be approved of. I don't care to impress people anymore. Like, all of that kind of stuff is dead to me at 37 years old of my life. And see, the thing with me is, people that fit into this category, people like me, I can't coexist with people like this. It's almost impossible, because we are of two different minds. You see, the way that I think is not the way that they think. The way that I go about living is not the way that they go about living. The way that I see things, the way I react to things, the way that I cope with things is not the way that most of normal social people do. And I don't care for any of it no more. Don't care for it. I don't care to go to bars, to clubs, to, anywhere where people are socializing about stupid shit that doesn't matter, just blowing off steam about whatever. Hey, look, if they want to do that, that's fine. If they want to blow off steam, they want to go do whatever they do, they have every right to do that, and thumbs up to them if they want to do that. But I know for me, I don't have to go into a social situation like that in order to blow off steam. I don't need to go to a bar or some place where people are gathered together doing whatever. It's almost like if you're somebody that still goes by social situations, more than likely there's going to be a disconnect there over time on this platform or channel, because It isn't that I want to hate people. It isn't that I want to see people as my enemy or something like that. It isn't that I want to see people like that. It's just when you come to realize and you come to terms with how you really are and who you really are and what you really do, you're just going to realize that you can't coexist with people of two different minds. You just can't do it. All this, let's get together and let's all get along and do all this stuff. There's no such thing. That's all bullshit. That is all a mainstream, indoctrinated, going by the TV, all that kind of stuff way of thinking, and it's not real. It's for people that lie to themselves, that say, oh yeah, everybody can get along, all these different people can get together and coexist and there won't be problems, and there'll be little problems, but there's nothing that we can't handle or get through. Men have proven over and over and over, men and women have proven that they can't coexist with one another. They have showed it time and time and time again in America. You don't see this kind of stuff. You don't see hardly any murders in places like China, places like Canada, other countries and other places. You don't have what you have in the United States. It's kind of a westernized United States problem with this whole murder and people doing whatever they do to each other, and it comes from the American way of how we do a lot of things that we do. And it's a lot deeper than that. It's not just that. It's not just the way America does whatever America does. It goes way deeper than that. I'd have to do many videos to explain why we are the way that we are. But this whole social thing we have been indoctrinated to socialize amongst one another. We have been trained and conditioned and programmed to think if we don't socialize, then there's something wrong with us. We're called all these things. We're called antisocial disorder, split personality disorder. What are some of the other ones? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And a lot of these things to me are bullshit, because it doesn't fit into the norms of the way that, and I'm not even going to say society, because to me society doesn't exist. It's the norms of what people are programmed and conditioned to think about. If it doesn't go by that, then you're labeled as something. They call you some kind of, a specific mental, thing, whatever they label you as. And they go by that thing, and then they call you that. But really, it's just you don't fit into that mold. You're not that kind of person, or you're not that way. You don't live that way. It has nothing to do with having some kind of mental condition or something most of the time. Me, yes, I have mental things that go on with me. I'm not in denial of that. I definitely have some kind of bipolar or something where my mood, I get in high moods and then I'm in very low moods. I feel like everything's going well and everything's going to be okay with me, to I'm not okay and everything is falling apart again. And that is my mind. That is my mental issue that I have. But see, whatever I'm going through, I don't ever put my shit onto other people. You see, I would never harm other people because of the way my mental state is. That's never gonna happen, because I'm not a coward like that. If anything, I would take myself, because I'm in this vessel, I'm in my body, so this is the only thing that I have a right to do whatever with, is this thing, not anything else. And that's another thing that I want to hit on with all this. You know, we've been so indoctrinated to think that we are special people, that, you know, we have this thing I called special pride. It's called special pride. We think we're so much more than the grass blades on the ground. We're so much more than the cows and the chickens that we slaughter. You know, we're so much more than the trees that give us fresh air. You know, I'm more than this cement on the ground. You know, I'm more than that earthworm there. You're no more and you're no less. You're literally the same thing. You are literally made up out of things of this earth, and you're no different. So this whole special bullshit needs to go. And this is why mankind does a lot of what they do, because they think they're so much more special. And a lot of people have this pride shit going on, and they don't know how to swallow their pride with anything. So that's why they don't know a lot about stuff, because they never even examined that side of their life. You see, they never even looked into these things for themselves. And they're kind of in this denial, this social interacting, I have to be a certain way denial. And that's why I mean people that are like socialites and they're into the norms and they go by what the TV says and they do what a lot of other people do, more than likely this channel is going to be counterproductive. This channel is going to it's going to probably make people like that mad or angry, or say, oh, well, you know, I live like that. Who are you to tell me this and that? Listen, I don't care how anybody lives, as long as they're not bringing shit to me and they stay to themselves and they do whatever they do in their leisurely time. They're going to do what they do anyway. People are going to do what people do anyway. So that is completely pointless even attempting to try to change, because you can't change anybody. Like I said, the only thing, if you really want to, the only thing that you can change is some of the things that you and I are doing in this life. And it's just sorry to say, but very few humans are going to ever change. They're gonna hardly tell them, you know, things like I'm saying. And this is why I'm not even telling people that I know or people in my family. I won't even let them know that I have a YouTube channel, because there's no reason for any of them to watch, because they're not going to understand. You know, they do a lot of what I talk about. You know, it isn't because I don't hate my family. I don't have anything against them, but I have problems with the way that they go about living, the way they think about certain things. But they're not my enemy. I don't hate them. I just have a different lifestyle than them. And we can never coexist. It's just impossible. And I came to this conclusion. I finally told myself, look, I am never going to, it's just not going to happen. It's not possible, because two minds that think differently cannot coexist. It's yeah, you can have a discussion and you can talk a little bit and you can shoot the shit and you can have debates and you can talk about stuff and you can agree on some things and disagree on some things, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we can all do that. But at the end of the day, people are gonna do what people do, and they're not gonna change what they're doing. You know, very few people will ever listen to someone like me and say, well, you know what? You're right, and I got to make a change. There's very few people that are ever going to do that. And, you know, that's what I'm saying. We are literally in a world where this whole social thing it's like socialism. It's like when the Nazis were in charge, you know? It's something that I look at as like a prison. It's like a jail cell mentality. It's something that is controlling the minds of the people to say, this is how it is, and this is the only way that it can be. And then they think, well, what can I do? What else is there to do with my life? You know, I'm stuck here. I'm stuck doing this. You know, I don't know what else to do. And this is what I'm saying. You know, this is a very hard pill to swallow, but in order to get out of that, you have got to break away. You have got to go on your own, and you have got to be in your own mind for a while to say, look, is this what I want, or is this what I don't want? Is this what I'm gonna do, or is this what I'm not gonna do? Am I going to keep putting on the mask and facade for people? Am I gonna keep living the way that I think the world and everybody else wants me to live? Or am I going to break away from that thinking, and am I going to be my own individual? Am I gonna make my own changes when I need to do it? Am I gonna be truthfully honest no matter what situation I'm in, no matter who I'm around, no matter what they will say? You see, and I have made my mind up that I will not live by the norms of how most social people live. I just won't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't care to do it. It's all bullshit anyway. It's all just it's one big facade. It's one big I don't even know the exact word to call it, but it's one big show that people are putting on for one another and acting like something's a certain way, but deep down they know that it's BS. They know that it's not for them. They know they don't fit in there. And this isn't even about fitting in, because I don't care to fit in. I don't care to fit in anywhere. You see, this isn't about fitting in, because when you're talking about things like fitting in, you're talking about conformity. When you're talking about fitting in, then you're talking about conforming to something. And see, I'm not conforming to shit because I'm not a conformist. I am a rebel at metaphorical heart. I am in rebellion of everything that tries to say, this is how you got to do it, that tries to control your mind. You see, I am for free thought. I am for an individual being responsible for themselves. I am for as less bloodshed as possible. I am for treating sentient beings like every other sentient being should be treated. You know, it should be treated with respect. It should be treated in a manner where we're causing as less damage as possible. You know, and even with that subject, you know, I can't lie to people. I am going on this kind of meat strike myself, but don't get me wrong, I still want to eat meat. You know, I'm hungry right now, and I'm thinking about chicken and burgers and all this bullshit. Like, I'm not being a hypocrite, but you know, there was a time where I was cheating once in a while, and I'm doing my best not to, because see, I don't want to add on to that suffering. And I know people might look at it like, oh, well, they're going to do it anyway, you know? They're going to do it anyway, so what does it matter? And I'm not going to get into that, because I already talked about that before, but this whole social thing, it is something that us humans, we were never made to do this anyway. This is bullshit when they tell you that we were made to be social people and all this shit. No, we were not. We were not made to socialize all the time. We weren't made to do it. Because the reason I think that we were not made to do it is because now you see me doing these videos with me talking and doing what I'm doing. I'm an individual that's doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm individually speaking about something. But I will never have a group mentality, you see, because groups are the problem. Big groups of people are always a problem, all the time. Big groups of people are problems. Communes of people are not problems. Communes of people are what we should have always had on this earth. You see, communes of people, that's what the family, instead of the family, it should have been communes of people. It shouldn't have been families of people. It should have been communes of people. Because, see, what a commune does, a commune, when work needs done, they do it. When food needs planted, the food is planted. When something needs done, it gets done, and then in your leisurely time, you can do whatever you want to do. But see, the way that we have this set up, it's like you gotta go somewhere at a certain time, a certain day, and you gotta do that over and over and over again. See, in communes, you don't have to do that. With family life and the way that the system is set up, it makes it so that it goes by a specific schedule. With communes, there's no specific schedule besides, you know, okay, what time are we eating during the day? But see, we don't even need to do that, because if everybody had a mind for the refuge and for planting the food and building the house, keeping the water clean, you know, doing the bare necessities, things that need done, then we could have leisurely time to do what we want to do. And when it's time to get something done, everybody comes together to get it done. You see, that is a better way of living than to live like this, than to go somewhere every day that you're like, oh, I got to go back there and do this. Because what you're doing is you're supporting everybody. Like people you don't know, people that are from the other end of town, and it's like, yes, this is how it is, and don't get me wrong, I can't be a hypocrite here. I have to do this too, but communes of people is the way to go, in my opinion. The way that we have this set up, I'm not completely against it. I can't say that. It's very hard to describe this the way that I want to describe this. It's communes of people are just better. I'm not going to get into why it's better, but communes of people are better than how this whole thing is set up, you know? And see, this is where communes of people, yeah, they talk, they socialize, but it isn't this thing like it is in our current world, this system that we find ourselves in. It's not like that when you're with communes of people, because you kind of know each other. You are around each other all day. So there's no need for like this extra baggage talk. You know, there's no need for these extra things that you have to do with strangers, you know, people you don't know. And it's really stupid, you know, because if you're with people, you're not going to say the same things that you say if you're in a commune of people. You're not going to say the same things that you say out here in this real world scenario with how this is set up. It's just different. And what am I getting at here? Why am I saying this? Because I know for me, my thought is somewhere completely different than how most of the Western world thinks about things. And even though I appreciate what a lot of these men and women do, I appreciate the people that go to work, I appreciate the people that do something to provide a need, I appreciate people that help support my platform and channel, I appreciate people that do all these things, but there is something going on here that I don't want to fit into, I want no part of, I want to get away from. And the only way to do that is to break away. The only way to do that is to go and do my own thing somewhere, and to, at least give it an effort to do that somehow. How to go about doing it, I really don't know right now, but I know this is not the way that I want to live my life. I don't want to live it the way that the rest of Western civilization lives it. I just don't want to do it. And see, most of us, we're so programmed with this social stuff, we don't think that we can do anything but this. You see what I'm saying? We don't think that we can do anything but go to a 9-to-5 job. We don't think that we can do anything but having to keep going to the supermarket all the time. We don't think that there's anything but to keep paying on our car and all this stuff. Yeah, that is intermingled with what I'm saying. But what I mean by getting away is, I mean getting away from those things. Yeah, you might still have to have the car. You might still have to have some money. You might have to still intermingle with people that think different than you, but it's you're getting away from a lot of the source of it. You see, you're getting away from the most of the interactions, most of the people, you see. And this is what I want to do. I just don't want to be around any of this anymore, because it's not for me. It's just not for me. The Western world is not for me. I would rather live in an Eastern kind of setting with Eastern people, because they're more at peace with themselves. They're more at peace with others. They live amongst each other. They help each other. It's just different. It's just way different. I'm telling you, America is not what I thought it was. America is not what we think it is. You know, we say, oh, there's so many great things and there's so many privileges and there's so much of this and that. No, not really. Not really. Yes, we have freedom. We have the freedom to do whatever we want. I can come out here and do a video. I can speak. I can walk up and down the parking lot as many times as I want. I can say whatever I want. But besides that, it's the whole thing is just, it's corrupt. It's just a bunch of extra baggage stuff that most humans don't need, but they think they need it. You know, the health insurance is corrupt. The politicians are corrupt. The whole thing in and of itself is it is a conglomerate ball of greed, corruption, just everything under the sun that you can think of for people to get, some people to get rich and other people to have to go to work, have to just get by. And do you see that there's something very, very wrong with this? When there are a few people that get rich off of many people, there's something wrong there. There's something very wrong. But yet people look up to this shit. You know, people with the Western mind, people with a mind of socialism, people with a mind of supporting this thing, they want to be rich too. You know, they want to have everything while everyone else is whatever struggling and just getting by and working at the 9-to-5 jobs, stocking the shelves and doing all that stuff. Yeah, I appreciate people like that. And they may appreciate people like that, but yet there's still something very flawed about this. You know, you have a couple people that are at the top that are making everything, and they get so much shit It makes no sense. There is nobody that should be a billionaire. There is nobody that should have millions and millions of dollars while someone else is scrounging to get by. It just shouldn't be. I don't give a shit. I don't care. If people are into that mindset, then unsubscribe. You don't need to be here if that's how you think. If you're someone that wants to get rich, or you want to, you know, live in a freaking whatever, a huge freaking mansion or whatever, this is not going to be a channel for you. So I got to go in here and get food. I'm just saying, the whole thing with we think we're more special is bullshit. The whole get rich, blow up, all this kind of shit, it's all bullshit. It's all just programming, indoctrination, and I can't stand any of it. I cannot stand any of it anymore. I can't stand this lifestyle. The Western world, there are pros and cons to it, but the cons greatly outweigh the pros for me. And that's why I don't want to live in it. And right now, I'm thinking of a way out of this. I'm thinking, what can I do to get out of this situation that I'm in? Because I feel like a slave. I feel like I'm trapped here where I'm at. Even though I have the freedom, I'm free to walk around, I'm free to do what I want to do, but I feel trapped with financial things. And I don't think there should be any such thing as financial things. I don't think financial things should even exist, and they shouldn't exist. It should be people helping people to survive. It should be communes of people with like-minded people that think similarly, helping one another when things need done. You know, okay, it's time to go attend to the garden. It's time to go squeeze the cow udder. It's time to build a house. It's time to, you know, get these chores done. And then when we get that done, then we can go back to our art and music and exercise and whatever we need to do, you see. But you can't do that when you're a part of this whole thing. And it's a shame that there are people that have to do a lot more, or have to be in that situation where there's some people that don't have to do anything and they just get everything handed to them, or they're rich, or they're someone on the top that doesn't have to worry about these kinds of things. And you know, it's cool for them. They're not worrying about nothing. I mean, they're miserable too. Don't get me wrong. These people are miserable too. Don't think that because they got money and they're rich or all that stuff that they're happy, because they're not. They're miserable too. And I'm just so done with it. I'm just so through with it, man. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to do something different, or I'm ready to die. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to live this way, you know? And I'm talking about with my living situation. I'm talking about about my leisurely time, or my time when I'm with myself, or making these videos. That's not what I mean. I'm not including that. That's something completely different than what I'm talking about. But this all goes hand in hand in with each other. And that's why most of us, we feel like slaves, but we don't know how to get out of that slave mentality, because most people don't look into it. They don't even take the time to say, okay, well, what can I do about this? What can I do to get out of this situation, or this slave mentality, or whatever I'm doing that I don't want to do? What can I do instead to not do that? And I don't understand why more people do not do this. Well, I do understand. It's from fear. It's from a lack of understanding. It's from this fear to not do something about it, to not make something different, to not make a change. That's where it comes from. It comes from the heart of fear. And I'm in the place where I might have some fear, but it's not a paralyzing fear for me to actually do something. I just don't really know how to go about doing it. I won't lie. I really don't know how to go about doing it. You see, it isn't that I'm in fear of doing it, because I'm not. I'm not in fear to let go and to make a change or to let go of attachments. I'm not scared of that part anymore. I've already let that all go. I don't care about social situations or what people are going to think if I do this or go from A to B. I don't care anymore about that. I could care less about those things because they're irrelevant. This is the brainwashing. This is the indoctrination. This is the conditioning in our minds that we think if we do something different, we can't do that, you see, and that's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And this is, if you don't get out of that frame of mind and you don't start thinking different, then we're going to remain to be a lot of the ways that we are. And that's the same thing for me. And making that leap is one of the hardest things. That's what's going to be hard to do, is making the transition, is to say, look, you have got to probably be uncomfortable for a while. You have probably got to go through some days and nights that you're not going to want to go through to make the change, to make the transition. And that is what is the hardest thing for me to do right now, because I never did it before. It's something new, so I'm procrastinating on it, you know? I'm procrastinating. But see, there's a reason why I'm procrastinating, because I'm having a couple health issues that I have no control over. There's something going on with my health. So if I wasn't having health problems, I would have been did something. I would have been making moves. And a lot of you out there, you don't have severe health problems. You know, you have a little anxiety or a little, you know, something that you're in fear of. Those things are irrelevant. I'm telling you, if you're someone that is healthy, you can do things. You just don't realize you can do a lot more things than people that have severe mental issues or chronic or severe physical problems, you know? And I'm just telling y'all, what are you waiting for? You don't have much time here. You don't get another chance at this. You don't get another life. This is it. This is it. Do we not understand this, that this is it? You know, what do you think? That something's just going to happen? Something's going to change? Someone's going to come and change your circumstance? Or America's going to do something for you? It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen, my friends. People of the world, it's not going to happen. And I finally realized this. Ain't nothing going to do whatever until I do it. Nothing. Nothing's going to do anything until I do it myself. And I won't lie, I'm procrastinating, but I'm procrastinating for a reason. I'm procrastinating because of elements that are thwarting me from making that move, it's thwarting me from doing what I really want to do. I really want to get up and go, and if I have to stay outside for a little while in a tent, if I have to go to some freaking soup kitchen for a minute, I don't care. I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to put it all on the line if I wasn't having these bullshit health issues that I have, these unknown things that whatever's going on. I don't know if it's with my immune system or my nervous system, or I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what's going on. I haven't found out yet. That's why I'm going to these doctors, which I can't stand going to. And I swear, if I would ever get my full bill of health, I would do everything I could to not be unhealthy again. Because I've already been in that world. I've already went through that. And you guys and girls out there that are healthy, you just don't realize how you have an upper hand, how you have it way better than someone that has chronic health things or has mental things. You just don't realize how good you really got it. You know, a lot of us are just complaining about these dumb, irrelevant things that don't mean anything. You're still basing your life on what others think. of what the world's doing, of what people on TV and the news and social media and your friends and your family. I'm telling you, none of that shit matters. It's all irrelevant in your life. I'm telling you, it's all gonna fade away. There's gonna be a time where it's gonna be you, and you're gonna be left with you, and you're gonna have to make a decision, and there's gonna be nobody there to say, hey, this is how you should do it. I'm telling you, the day is coming for every single one of y'all out there, you know, and we're either in denial or we don't want to see that for ourselves. And we just think that our situation is going to stay the same way. You know, we don't think anything's going to change because we're not thinking of what's to come. But I'm telling you what's to come. I know what's to come because I've already went through it all. I've already been there. But this is just for me, though. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I'm just speaking for me. I'm just telling you where I'm at. And I'm telling you, if I didn't have certain things holding me back and thwarting me, I would have been made the move. And I don't know what most people are waiting for. I don't know what a lot of people are doing. They're sitting around with all of this bullshit conditioning, this bullshit indoctrination, this bullshit brainwashing, this bullshit programming, this bullshit that people are telling you, that the politicians and the news and TV and social media, and we're listening to all that crap, and we're letting that be the determining factor of why we're not doing anything. And until you break away from that, until we break away from that, we're gonna continue to be in this spot that we are in, most of us out here. You know, let's quit being in denial of this shit. You know, I see so many people out here that all their comments is just negative stuff. It's just how your life sucks and how this is this and this is that and everything's this. It's like, well, why don't we do something? Why don't we make a move? Why are we not, you know, changing our position in our life? Why do we continue to stay in that place? It just makes no freaking sense to me. Especially y'all that are healthy out there. Y'all that can actually do something, you know, you can move around, you can get up. It just makes no sense to me, man. What I would do, I would die to be in a healthy person's body and I didn't have any health problems. I would die to be in your position or their position or people's position that, you know, don't have those problems. I would literally die. I'd give my left testicle, my pinky toe, and frickin', I don't know, whatever, part of my earlobe. I don't know. I would give that for my health. But anyway, this is just a video saying where I'm at right now. I don't know when, if, how this is all gonna come about. I really don't know. But I have no faith in humanity. I have no faith in America. I have no faith in the system, even though I get help from people and the system, yes. But I have no faith in it overall. It's a dead thing. It's not something to fall back on for me. And I'm talking about with a lot of other things. I'm talking about with the way that we go about living life, the way we go about thinking, the way we go about doing a lot of things. I'm not talking about with certain things, with necessities and things like that. How it is how it is right now, you know? But once you realize what's really going on in this world, and once you realize the depth of the situation of life, and once you realize the fabric of how all this is, you will be thinking differently about the whole thing. The paradigm will completely switch. You know, I don't know how to explain it to people, but it just completely switches when you know things. And the reason why nobody's doing nothing about anything is because the paradigm hasn't switched. They haven't yet seen what's really going on. They haven't yet looked into things for themselves, and they don't know. So therefore, they don't think that there's a problem with anything. They don't think that nothing needs to change or anything like that. But I'm telling you, it's going to sneak up on a lot of people out there, and they're not even going to see it until it's either way too late in their lives, or until they have a problem happen for them, or they get into some bullshit. And that does not have to be a lot of us. It doesn't have to be people on my platform. It doesn't have to be people here listening. I can't live any of your lives, but it doesn't have to be you. You don't have to keep going this road or this route that a lot of us are going. And I'm not preaching by saying this. I am just telling you the situation here at hand, that a lot of people, everybody just wants to sit around and stuff. And I don't want to just sit around anymore and wait for other people to determine the rest of my life. And it really sucks that I do have to depend on people, places, and things right now. I do. And it bothers me that I have to do that. It bothers me that I have to depend on people to do things that I could be doing for myself, places that I wouldn't have to go to if I did my own thing, things that I wouldn't need if I, could do what I really, really want and need to do for myself. But some of this bullshit is thwarting me from doing it, and it's not an excuse, it's just for real. But I just came to the thing, I'm just gonna have to suck it up. I'm just going to have to suck it up, and I'm gonna have to live through the pain and the suffering. I'm just gonna have to do it. I don't see any other way. I really don't. Because there is no other way. There is no other way right now. It's something that's going one way, and there's no stopping it from going that way. How it's going to happen, I have no idea, but I know that there is no way I can go backwards. There's no way that I can remain to be where I am. It just can't happen. The chapter is over. It's time to move on from. And this is why I tell everyone, if we don't stop being attached, if we don't let go of our desires, like too many desires, and we don't let go of things, and we don't let go of old situations and scenarios, we're going to remain to be stuck in that frame of mind, and we're going to continue to be miserable. We're going to continue to hate life. I don't want to hate life. I want to live life while I'm here. I want to do something worth, my time and my effort while I'm here. I get so tired of this shit, and I'm speaking for myself, And when you know that you're in a position where you're not doing what you really want to do or what you really need to do, it's very frustrating, because you know that you can't say the thing that you really want to say because you're not there to say it yet. You can't show it to yourself yet. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go in here and get food. I'm just talking whatever right now, but whatever. This is not it. Just put it that way. This is not it for me. Even though it's all futile, it's absurd, there's no reason or point or what is the purpose of all this? I don't look at it like that. I just look at it like, what do I have to do now so that I can live a life that I want to live? What do I have to do now in order that I can have some of what I'm talking about, and that's going to be the hard part. That's going to be the part where, in order for me to do, I could do a lot of it if I wasn't having these things hold me back, if I wasn't having these stupid ass physical problems. And that's basically the problem. That's the thing that is thwarting me right now, is that. And some mental things, but I can handle the mental shit. I just can't handle the physical shit. That's my problem. So I'll let y'all go with that. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll talk with y'all.